Hi, I'm Kaelyn Holmes, and this is my short story about how I led my dance team to victory in our dance competition. So, I'm currently a student at Florida State University. I'm home in Champaign, Illinois for the summer, taking classes and spending time with my family. I'm originally from here, but I go to Florida State University to pursue a career in dance. I have honestly been dancing my entire life for about 15 years. And if you know me from Champaign, you know that I have been a dancer my entire life. So it just made sense to me that I would somehow continue it when I went to college. This short story has to do with a huge dance competition that takes place at Florida State, which is called line dance. Line dance is not what it seems like. It does not have to do with cowboys or line dancing or anything like that. It I honestly am not sure why it's called line dance, but it is basically just a huge dance competition that is the biggest event in Florida State student life, and everyone I know comes to it. It is a huge dance competition. You can have 17 different teams compete, and they all make up a 5-minute routine with about 18 to 16 girls on each team, and they make up a dance routine to compete in front of the rest of the student body at Florida State. There's about 30,000 people that come and watch in our Civic Center, which is our basketball stadium. And there's also a live stream, which thousands of other people watch as well. So this huge event takes place in the middle of spring semester, but we start preparing the summer before. And so last year was my second year on the team, and I was lucky enough to be nominated as captain only my second year on the team. And I was honestly really nervous at first, but it did not take me very long to get adjusted to how stuff worked because I had been in a huge role on my previous dance team all my years in Champaign. So I decided to take the position of captain and lead this team to hopefully victory this next year. So I started in the summer. I worked with two other girls by my side, helping creatively and organizing everything, coming up with a theme, costumes, finding a videographer, an editor, a photographer, so many things that went into it because this event is not only a dance competition, but it is also a fundraiser. This year, we actually raised over $500,000 just through this dance competition, and that was a huge part of what we were trying to prioritize and another part of our planning. So we started in the summer planning out all of those details, and then once the fall semester started, we held auditions for our dance team. We auditioned a ton of people, probably about 30 people came, but we can only have about 16 to 18 on the team. So we had to do some really big cuts, and it was honestly really hard to do because it's not easy cutting people that are your really good friends. So once we finally had the team set, we started choreography, which took so many more hours than anyone would think. We edit the music together, and then once we have the music selected, we have to choreograph this dance for a whole 5 minutes. And this took, I think, over 50 to 60 hours just to choreograph this 5-minute dance outside of rehearsal time. Inside of rehearsal time, we probably spent about 4 to 15 hours a week teaching people this routine, running it, practicing it, perfecting it until we were ready for the middle of spring semester when we performed it. By about January, our routine was finished, and we just needed to start rehearsals, making sure that we were together, that the spacing was good, that we were happy with how it all turned out, and we just started practicing over and over and over again. Our team has never placed in the top 5 ever in the history of this competition, and so that was my goal, to have us place, even if it wasn't first, have us finally place and show that we are worthy of competing against all of these other amazing teams. After we made it to about the beginning of spring semester, we started having videos, photos, dress rehearsals, costume try-ons with the team, with other creative people that came in to help bring our vision to life, making a video, making team photos, helping us rhinestone our costumes, a ton of other parts that go into this, as well as the fundraising and the dancing. It comes to about mid-March, about the week after spring break, and it's finally time for the big competition day out of the entire year, and it is probably the day that I get the most excited about. Last year and this year, it was my favorite day of the entire school year by far. The day starts by having a dress rehearsal in the morning. So we show up to the Civic Center, our basketball center, and we go perform and practice on the huge stage. All of the executive board and staff is sitting watching us. It is an easy way for me personally and my team to get adjusted to how it's going to be when there's 30,000 people instead of 20 watching us. And so it's great practice. It's great bonding for me and my team, getting closer with each other. Everyone on the executive board, after watching our dress rehearsal, was so excited about our dance. They could not wait to see it, and it was just making me more excited to actually perform it on stage later that night. We show up later that night after getting fully ready and doing a few more rehearsals. We get into our dressing room area. We're with all the other teams, and I am just so excited because so many of my other friends are competing on different teams against me, and I am ready to show everyone there who's watching and all the other teams all my hard work that I've put in so far. It's finally time for us to go on stage, and I get the biggest rush of adrenaline. It is the most exciting time ever. There's no feeling like dancing on stage. It's like everyone but no one is watching you at the same time. It kind of reminds me of public speaking, because if I think about it too much, then it's gonna stress me out and I get in my head. But we perform our dance on stage and we come off, and I just immediately start screaming, crying, running around with my team because I am so happy with how we performed. I don't think anything could have gone better or could have messed up, and it was such a reassuring feeling that even no matter how we place, like, I know we felt really good about it. I know I felt really good about how my team performed, and I was so hopeful that everyone felt the same way. We wait about an hour or an hour and a half until the awards are announced after we perform, and this was the most anxiety-inducing time for me because we were still trying to make sure we were top in fundraising with the help of our peers. I was making sure that we were top in fundraising, trying to not think about the other routines and what other people were saying to me because I didn't want it to mess with how I felt about our performance. And once the time came, awards were being announced. They only announced top 6 through first place, so whoever's beyond 6th place doesn't know what placement they get. 6th and 5th were announced, and I started to get really nervous, again, because our team had never placed before. 4th place is announced, and my team received 4th place in the biggest dance competition and the biggest event of student life at Florida State, and it was the most rewarding and exciting experience of my entire life. I immediately started bawling tears of joy because I was so proud that all of my hard work from the summer before to that spring middle of March day had finally paid off, and I was so excited that my team was able to bring my vision to life and I was able to lead my team to this point. And once we found out our placements, I have never received so many flowers and notes and desserts in my life. I felt so appreciated and I was so excited that I was able to do this. And after awards, we left and celebrated, and I already am looking forward to next year. That is my line dance experience at Florida State as being a captain, and it has been the best experience of my life.